Gracias.
Excelentísima señora Presidenta de la Comisión Europea. Excelentísimos señor Primer Ministro de la República de Albania y señora Linda Rama.
Welcome, Your Excellencies. Very pleasure to see you. You were good.
No, that's
Yeah, this. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Was it true? Yeah. I'm glad.
Hablamos de usted, excelencia, señor presidente. Si lo que da esta bonita de la orden.
See you again. Very good to see you again. Very good to see you. Welcome.
We also appreciate it.
Well, it was a great occasion.
The party went off through
Yes. There's a good generation of mixed.
Yes, it was. So the Crown Princess says that the princess was danced into adult life.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Excelentísimos señor Primer Ministro del Reino de Bélgica y señora Annick Penders. Excelentísimos señor Primer Ministro de Australia y señora Jodie Hayden.
Welcome from a long way.
Indeed. Thank you, Mitch.
Welcome. It's great to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
If you're so kind, we can take a picture. I hope you had time to rest a bit.
Not quite.
Not quite, no.
It is gradually down. Sorry. Maybe.
Thank you.
Excelentísimo señor Primer Ministro del Reino de los Países Bajos.
Excellency, welcome again.
How are you doing?
Very well.
Nice to see you again. How's life?
Good. This year, you're here.
Great. This was a really great talk we had 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then the meeting afterwards with custodians.
Yeah, well, they were thrilled.
Yeah. But you know, he was translating everything.
Try. Your Excellency, welcome. It's a great pleasure to see you again. Thanks so much. We certainly hope the summit is a step forward for you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Excelentísima señora Primera Ministra de la República de Estonia.
Excellency, welcome. Hello. Nice to meet you. Great to have you here.
Such a wonderful Thank you.
Excelentísima señora Primera Ministra de Nueva Zelanda.
Excellency, welcome. Great to see you. Come from a long way. Right on the other side. Pleasure. It's such a crucial moment for all of us. Thank you.
Excelentísimo señor Primer Ministro de Hungría.
Excellency, welcome. Your Majesty. Welcome. Easy one. Easy one. All the best. Thank you for the invitation.
Excelentísimo señor Primer Ministro del Reino Unido de la Gran Bretaña e Irlanda del Norte.
Excellency, welcome.
How are you, Majesty? Lovely to see you. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. We had a great lunch.
Yes, please come.
Fantastic. Very good to see you. You're very, very kind. In your palace.
We're honored and we're hopefully looking forward to
It's going to be great. It's going to be historic. I think so. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Excelentísimo señor Primer Ministro del Gran Ducado de Luxemburgo y señor Gautier de Stenay.
Majesty. Bienvenido. Muchas gracias.
Very nice to see you again. How are you? Hello, Matthias. How are you?
This is your second country.
That's right. Right.
Please, you. Yeah, this way. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
for coming. See you in a minute.
Your Excellency. Welcome. Likewise.
Excellency, welcome.
We're so pleased that you could come and for such an important event. Please. I hope your Majesty is doing well.
ご両陛下、ウィーンでと
はい、スペイン王室と皇室の関係は両国の関係に大切な絆です。
The relationship between the imperial family and the royal family is a strong bond between our
That's right. That's right. You're very close to them.
本当に近い関係があります。
我々は大変嬉しく思っています。
We're very happy to have the strong relationship.
Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Excelentísima señora Primera Ministra del Reino de Dinamarca.
Excellency, welcome. Lovely to see you. Good.
Very nice to meet you. Of course. Thank you. Very pleasure to be here.
Excelentísimos señor Primer Ministro de la República Helénica y señora María Eva Virginia Grabowski.
Excellency, welcome.
Majesty, what a pleasure. So good to see
Lovely to see you.
Pleasure. Very good to see you.
Very nice to see you. Very good.
Yes, that's right. Oh, she was thrilled.
Yes, yes, I saw her a couple of times.
If you like to see you, good picture. So certainly looking forward to the summit. It's such an important moment.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in a while.
Thank you.
Sus Excelencias, el Presidente de la República de Letonia y señora Andra Levin.
Excellency, welcome. Yeah. Excellency.
Your Excellency.
It's an honor to be here.
Very nice. Thank you.
Please.
Excelentísimo señor Primer Ministro de la República Checa.
Your Excellency, welcome.
A la hora de vuestra excelencia, señor presidente. Si le dan taburete a la orden.
Excellency, welcome. It's a pleasure to see you here. You want to join us for a picture? Yes. Please, Excellency, here, over here. No. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Su Excelencia, el Presidente de la República de Bulgaria.
Your Excellency, welcome.
Your Majesty.
Really great to see you. And the fight went well, huh?
Excelentísimo señor Primer Ministro de Canadá.
Your Excellency, welcome.
Your Majesty, it's a pleasure to see you again. Thank you for this beautiful book.
Well, we try to help as much as possible for all this to be a success.
It's a really important moment for the Allies together, and it's just
Please. It's your first time?
Yes, no, it's very beautiful. No, I've been to Latvia, but this, not like this. I was a young backpacker, so
See you in a while.
we'll see you for the backpack.
Sus Excelencias, el Presidente de la República de Macedonia del Norte y la señora Elisabeta Georgievska.
Welcome, Your Excellency.
Coming for the first time.
Yes.
Your Excellency, nice to meet you. Welcome.
Maybe
Nice to meet you.
first time 3 years ago in Jerusalem. Oh, yes. I was begging you to ratify a protocol for entry. No, we are not.
Please, if you we're here. Yeah. We've made progress since then. We've made progress since then.
Nice to see you.
Sus Excelencias, el Presidente de Rumanía y señora Carmen Iohannis.
Excellency, welcome.
Just this, thank you.
Lovely to have you both.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to have you both and take part in this wonderful event. We're all looking forward to this successes of this summit.
Yeah, we have high expectations of the summit, but
Sure.
Please, Excellency. And yes, over here.
thank you.
See you.
Thank you.
Sus Excelencias, la Presidenta de la República de Eslovaquia y señor Juraj Lisman.
Welcome. Great pleasure to see you and to welcome you. Lovely to meet you. Welcome as well. Well, it's wonderful. Even though it's quite short and very intense, but but very important meeting. Your Excellency, if you want to hear.
Sus Excelencias, el Presidente de la República de Croacia y señora Sanja Music-Milanovic.
Welcome, Your Excellency. Lovely to see you in Madrid.
It's order.
Well,
Very nice to meet you.
lovely to see you. we're honored to have you. And yes, Your Excellency, Mr. President, over here and yes. Everything's okay. Hotel, traveling.
It's very much okay.
Okay.
It's not as hot as this other. This gets dry.
Yeah, we had terrible week last week, but this week was fine. Thank God.
You're 600 meters.
Yeah.
With a lower silver.
Excelentísima Primera Ministra de la República de Islandia.
Welcome, Your Excellency.
So happy to
Lovely
meet
to
you.
meet you.
Thank
Yes.
you. Very nice. Very nice to meet you too. That's such a lovely.
Well, glad.
And with your Prime Minister.
Y señora Diana Nausedien.
Your Excellency, welcome.
Your
Lovely to see
Majesty,
you
I am
here.
honored to be here in your country.
Glad you could make it
Your
tonight.
Excellency, welcome.
So please, Mr. President, you go here. The trip went well.
Everything was fine, and I hope you will get a meeting on Thursday.
Yes, I'm very looking forward to that.
Very good.
Lovely.
See you later.
Thank you.
Excelentísimo señor Presidente del Gobierno de la República de Eslovenia.
Your Excellency, welcome. Glad to see you.
Los 13 veces, señor presidente. Si no me da tabureta de la barderos. Señor presidente, si la verdad moneda de la orden.
Doctora Jill Bailey.
You know your way around, right? The president must begin to think I live here.
Nice to see you. Very nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. It's an honor to be here. Good to see you again.
I know. I said, she had a white suit over there. I said, oh no, are you wearing that tonight?
That's true. Anyway, Mr. President, would you be so kind to come here? And right here. You only have to stand for 2 more hours or so. God, oh, did you really? Last minute talks between Secretary General. But I hope it won't.
Thank you.
The schedule. We'll see you.
Sus Excelencias, el Presidente de la República Francesa y señora Brigitte Macron.
Très heureux d'être là parmi vous. Très plaisir, merci.
And over here. I hope the trip went well.
Yes.
Not so well.
We were in G7 in Bavaria, in Germany.
Ah, yes, right.
And we just arrived 2 hours ago. Yeah.
We have a bit of a delay with the Turkey General Secretary talks. Hopefully. Yeah, we might have to do the group picture after dinner. Maybe. We'll see.
Thank you so much.
Excelentísimo señor Canciller Federal de la República Federal de Alemania.
Excellency, pleasure to meet you. Welcome. Have you here. Please. I think you're coming from hosting another big event.
Yeah, that's true. So I have to leave with, that's the last one.
Yeah. Well, I hope you can enjoy the evening.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Excelentísimo señor Presidente del Consejo de Ministros de la República Italiana.
Excelencia, está una gran presidente, anche per me moltissimo. Grazie, grazie. You can enjoy the evening. Absolutely relax. A little bit. Thank you.
Sus Excelencias, el Presidente de la República de Corea, el señor Kim Jong-il.
Excellency, welcome. Great pleasure to meet you and to welcome you to Spain.
Nice to meet you, Master.
Welcome. Pleasure to meet you. Excellency, if you would like to stand over here, and First Lady over here. Allow me, Your Excellency, to congratulate you for your recent inauguration. I understand you've been only a few weeks in office.
대통령님 취임을 축하드립니다. 그리고 취임하신 지 불과 한 몇 주 된 걸로 들었습니다만 다시 한번 축하드립니다. Thank you very much, Your Majesty.
Enjoy the
solamente los cuatro que pasamos aquí.
Sí, no van a venir inmediatamente.
No sé.
En algún momento tengo que subir, ¿no? Como habíamos dicho.
Monsieur le Président, s'il vous plaît.
Good evening, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, our General Secretary of NATO cannot be with us at this moment, but for good reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a great pleasure for me to extend you the biggest and warmest welcome, together with Her Majesty Queen Letizia. We feel greatly honored to host you tonight for this dinner at the Royal Palace of Madrid, on the eve of such an important summit gathered around the Atlantic Alliance. We are indeed very happy to see you and to meet some of you for the first time. Never before has this palace embraced and seated such a large number of top world leaders at a time. This is not the first time, however, these walls and tapestries have witnessed a NATO gathering of this nature. It happened in 1997, also in times of intense change and reshaping, not only in Europe. 25 years ago, inspired by the legitimate aspirations of a considerable number of Eastern European countries, NATO decided to take the first step towards an enlargement process that would hopefully and definitely overcome the Cold War. While we cannot ignore the profound symbolism that connects these two historic moments in which Spain and the city of Madrid have welcomed NATO for its annual summit. At that moment in history, despite the threats of international peace and security in the Euro-Atlantic space, there was a prevailing spirit of optimism. It laid on our conviction that the fall of the Berlin Wall had paved the way to achieve a universal reach of the basic values and principles held in the preamble to the Washington Treaty: democracy, individual liberty, and the rule of law. Today, the geostrategic reality has radically changed. We now witness and experience the merge of both old and new threats, of old and new challenges. Your Excellencies, war has returned to Europe. Russia's unjustifiable aggression against Ukraine is a flagrant violation of territorial integrity of a sovereign state. No country is unaffected by this war. The very security of Spain and Western Europe runs through Ukraine as well. Those of us who believe in democracy, human rights, and an open, rules-based international order, as we all do here tonight, must stand together in support of the Ukrainian people. Our thoughts today are with the people and leaders of this brave nation, whose courage and dignity have deeply touched us all. The terrible loss of so many lives and vast destruction we are witnessing is a tragic failure for the world and a huge setback for many urgent matters on the global agenda. In the meantime, our societies continue to face the scourge of terrorism and to suffer its human and moral consequences, both within and beyond our borders. We currently endure an international system that is undergoing a profound transformation, entailing a number of risks that could strike at the very essence of free, plural, and democratic societies. Cyber and hybrid threats, emerging and new disruptive technologies, space-related challenges, and the serious effects of climate change all have a serious impact on security and are already part of our reality in this new, more uncertain, more complex, and more dangerous decade. The strategic optimism of 1997 must give way not to pessimism, but to strategic realism. The Madrid summit must stand for the future. It must provide conviction, the guidance, and the necessary instruments for us to adapt to this new strategic reality and to walk with determination towards the future in which our societies can feel safe and live in peace. Over the next days, you will debate proposals and adopt decisions in order to equip the alliance not only with a strategic guide for the coming decade, the so-called Madrid strategic concept, but also with an entire set of instruments that will reinforce our deterrence and defense, consolidate the strength of our societies, enable us to keep our technological edge, prepare us for the impact of climate change on security, and finally, afford NATO with the appropriate resources that may allow us to the level of ambition we aspire. Your Excellencies, unity has been key to NATO's success over the course of its history, and today it holds particular value. Its principal and basic feature is a robust transatlantic bond between the United States, Canada, and Europe. Nowhere will this be more evident than at this summit. The Atlantic Ocean has always been part of Spain's identity, culture, and history, as well as of its international profile as a nation. Together with the present geostrategic and security context, our democratic affinity, this legacy also helps to explain why we feel so strongly about the importance of upholding the many virtues of a transatlantic bond, the seeds of which, by the way, were actually planted more than 500 years ago. That was when Spain first made contact with the American continent, and when the idea of fraternal unity between the two shores of the Atlantic first began to take shape, an idea that the Allies continue to defend today. Your Excellencies, the magnitude of the challenges we're facing demands that we extend this unity to an entire series of strategic partners with whom we share values, principles, and goals. In this regard, we are especially glad that the President of the European Commission has joined us. The President of the European Council will do so tomorrow. We are also very pleased to see with us here in Madrid the President of Finland, the Prime Minister of Sweden, and the Prime Minister of Georgia. There could be no clearer indication of the global vision adopted by the alliance, one in which Spain has played part for more than 5 centuries, than the participation of 4 countries that are geographically distant from Europe, but extraordinarily close in terms of values and principles: Australia, the Republic of Korea, Japan, and New Zealand. This is their first NATO summit. Please accept our warmest welcome. Your Excellencies, on May 30th, 2022, we celebrated the 40th anniversary of Spain's accession to NATO, because it was in 1982 that the alliance welcomed a country that combined robust Atlantic and Mediterranean dimensions together with deep-rooted European convictions. A country that looked and looks to the north and to the south, to the east and to the west. A country that has honored its responsibilities throughout these 40 years, that has not only contributed military might to the alliance, but has also contributed the might of its history, the might of its society's commitment, and the might of its strategic vision. On June 10th, 1982, the Spanish government was represented at NATO summit for the first time. In his speech, President Leopoldo Calvo Sotelo stated, "Spain will be a loyal and active member of the alliance and will contribute to it with all the drive of a people which has just recovered its freedoms and wishes to preserve them in the peace and justice of the international community." Today, 40 years later, these words have particular resonance. I am therefore proud to declare that Spain continues to be a loyal member of NATO and continues to offer and dedicate the drive of a nation committed to defend and promote the most fundamental conquests of our societies: democracy, individual freedoms, human rights, and the rule of law. Your Excellencies, tomorrow will be the first day of the Summit of the Alliance's future, precisely because it is a summit on NATO's future and it takes place under the backdrop of war in Europe, with pervasive global consequences. This summit is very much set to go down in history. The Alliance has chosen Spain as the place in which to write its new chapter, destined to help us sail into the future and across uncharted and uncertain waters. Our hope, our wish, is for it to be a safer and more peaceful future, for all those we represent and for the world at large. A new era may be dawning for NATO here in Madrid. Welcome again and enjoy the evening. Thank you very much.